Apple has long tried to introduce new products to the market. One of them was the Apple Newton, also referred to be the iPad's forerunner. The Apple Newton was a personal digital assistant, PDA, designed to perform many of the same tasks as modern iPads and iPhones. A calendar, to-do list, calculator, currency converter, time zone map, and address book were all included with the Apple Newton. Additionally, the Apple Newton included faxing capabilities. Instead of a keyboard, it made use of a stylus. It was a technologically advanced product. However, it had certain drawbacks, such as a handwriting recognition program that frequently broke down. Additionally, the Newton had issues with its battery life and screen resolution. Microsoft Windows was the biggest setbacks for Microsoft globally, as it failed to stand the test of the market. It came to market when the world was expecting wonders from Microsoft, as it was the only company that had an operating system for the personal computers. Apple iMac was limited to few users, as it is still. Microsoft knew the snags in the OS even before the launch, but it launched Windows Vista finally with a confusing array of 6 editions during the slow PC sales month of January. It created a lot of issues as the operating systems was potentially heavy. Windows users were surprised by the hardware requirements to support and run Vista PCs. It also suffered from numerous software incompatibilities and various performance issues. Microsoft didn't think much about compatibility for Vista. Many prevailing software and hardware were incompatible, although Vista had a fairly long beta period. The largest social network in the world, as we all know, is Facebook. However, Facebook was the second largest player in the social networking industry up until 2008. MySpace dominated and was the market leader in social networking. In terms of user base, it was far ahead of Facebook. When MySpace overtook Google as the most popular website in the US in 2005, it gained quick notoriety. But while the social networking market was peaking later in the last decade, a variety of poor choices, abysmal design, and user unfriendliness caused the social network to fail. It struggled to remain competitive and draw in a large. Facebook seized control of and dominated every market. Growing competition, a subpar and unreliable product, excessive spending, and continuous legal disputes all contributed to MySpace's demise. Microsoft, to counter Apple's expanding impact with the iPod, Microsoft launched Zune, a media device similar to the iPod and with an online store. However, the product was a failure. It had no market impact at all. The largest software business was forced to abandon the project midway, prematurely declaring its closure in October 2011. Microsoft completely abandoned its plans to end all Zune services in 2012. After Vista's failure, Zune caused the corporation to look bad. On the other hand, Zune software is still present, can be used for Windows Phone 7 desktop sync, and is still accessible for all Windows Phone 7 devices to download from the Windows Phone website. Google announced the termination of the project for Google Glass, a recent technological failure that failed to take off despite numerous attempts. Although there is still hope that the wearable device can become a commercial product, it took the company a long time to find potential customers. It was created by Google with the goal of creating a mass-market, ubiquitous computer. Information was shown on Google Glass in a hands-free fashion similar to a smartphone. On May 15, 2014, Google began offering it for sale to the general public for $1,500. Google, however, was unimpressed with the product's reception. This is the rationale behind Google's decision to discontinue production of the Google Glass prototype on January 15, 2015. However, it demonstrated dedication to the product's development. However, according to analysts, the project has been shelved and is not likely to be revived. The Amazon Fire Phone was an exciting premise when it was announced back in June of 2014. People loved Amazon, so the idea of this successful retail giant bringing out a phone seemed great. However, the Fire Phone had a lot to live up to, and the pressure was on to make a truly impressive piece of technology. But it didn't. The phone was criticized for its futile and gimmicky features, as well as the fact that it didn't allow for the use of nearly as many apps as Android and iOS. And so, the Amazon Fire Phone soon became a thing of the past. A notable example of too little, too late was the Fire Phone. Android devices have been available for almost as long as Apple's 8th generation of iPhones, which are already in production. According to ComScore, smartphones now make up 72% of all mobile devices sold in the US. There aren't many individuals left who are first-time smartphone customers and haven't yet established a device preference. So Amazon would probably have the most success enticing them to purchase a Fire Phone.